Today we're talking about one heck of a creeper. Let's get into the weeds.
All right, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead, everybody. It's a great day here for a couple of different reasons, but Ben and Denise, and what happened today?
What happened today?
What happened today?
What happened today?
We hit 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, sorry, you didn't.
What happened today?
Well, you threw me off because you normally say welcome to the Renewed Homestead, Denise and Ben.
I did say welcome back to the Renewed
You
Homestead.
didn't.
I did.
Did you? Okay, it's fine. Okay, we hit 1,000 subscribers.
I can't work with these people.
Sorry.
I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Well, just in case, let's...
It's all right. You've already started. But welcome back to the Renewed Homestead, everybody.
And here we are on this amazing day. So that amazing day, we hit 1,000 subscribers, and it's funny because I was getting my hair cut, and the guy I was talking to, he's like, "Wouldn't it be cool if you got 999 while you're here, and I could be your 1,000th subscriber?" I'm like, "Let's watch." And sure enough, he got done, 1,000 subscribers. So how often does that happen? You actually get to stand with the person that's your 1,000th subscriber.
Yeah, so thank you all so much. You guys have been amazing. We actually have some amazing subscribers, and we're building a great community, and we just are really appreciative of each and every one of you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, but we really do appreciate the feedback too, the comments and the interaction. I mean, we learn just as much from you as I think you're learning from us, or as what we try to teach. So
well, we hope you're learning.
We hope you are. I mean, why else would you turn in other than the goofiness around here? I mean, we got dogs that think they're cows, and guineas that think they're chickens, and a turkey that thinks he's a duck. I mean, it doesn't get any stranger around here.
That's true.
So anyway, there was something else we wanted to bring up today too, right?
Well, we're doing a video on beneficial weeds, and we're going to get into the weeds. Now that it is spring, we actually have some weeds coming back. It's hard to do a beneficial weed series
in the winter. Yeah.
In the winter, so it is spring, so we're bringing back some beneficial weeds. But we wanted to thank Celtic Roots Farm. They recently did a seed exchange, and it was really cool. We were able to send in some seeds. They sent us some seeds back, and we got some pretty cool seeds. And they also mentioned us on the channel, and we were able to get a few subscribers that way. So we just wanted to really thank Celtic Roots Farm. And if y'all have not heard of them, they are actually based in New England, I believe Vermont. Vermont or New Hampshire, I believe, but they are in New England, and they are homesteading, just a really great channel. She just made sourdough and showed us how to make sourdough. It looks amazing.
Cool. Someday we'll have a kitchen to be able to do that.
Yes, almost.
Yep.
But we just wanted to give a shout out to Celtic Roots Farm and thank them so much. The seed exchange was a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are always fun.
They are.
You never know what you're gonna get in your box, and there's some cool stuff.
It's like Christmas morning.
That's right. So.
So.
All right, well, I'm going to go to that side of the camera and let you talk about the creeper.
Yes. All right, so Ben is now behind the camera, and today we are actually talking about creeping Charlie, or what people often refer to as ground ivy. And we chose this spot here because there is a lot of ground ivy coming in. And one thing about ground ivy is it will actually grow in places that a lot of other plants will not. So it can actually grow in almost full shade. It can tolerate dry, it can tolerate wet. A lot of people consider it invasive. Gardeners absolutely hate this plant. Most people hate this plant because it spreads. It is considered invasive. It's a really cool plant though. It's actually part of the mint family. And it's really pretty. You can see these beautiful purple flowers, and it's got a scalloped leaf that's almost like a kidney shape in a way. And it's got dark glossy leaves on top, and kind of a pale green underneath. So that's how you can kind of tell creeping Charlie. A lot of people can get it confused with some other plants, but those scalloped leaves are really how you can tell that it's ground ivy or creeping Charlie. And as I stated, this plant does grow. It is invasive, but it's got so many benefits. I can't remember if I mentioned it's part of the mint family. So as you know, mints just spread. It's just part of being a mint. But European settlers actually brought this plant with them for its medicinal purposes, but also its culinary purposes. Now, right now you can see it's flowering. Some of the flowers are actually starting to die back. But one of the main benefits to this plant is it's one of the very first flowers to bloom, just like dandelions. And you can see here, we've actually got some dandelions mixed in. And if you have not seen the dandelion video, or our beneficial weed series, I will go ahead and link that in the description, and I'll also put it at the end of this video so you can click on it. But dandelions have a really great place. Do not remove them from your lawns, just like ground ivy. And just the other day, we actually saw so many bees out here actually pollinating the ground ivy or the creeping Charlie. And it was just so great to see because, as y'all know, we lost a lot of our we lost all of our bees over winter. We've talked to a lot of beekeepers that their bees died over the winter. So just seeing bumblebees and regular bees was just very heartwarming. So this is a great pollinator. It spreads via pollinators. And the thing with creeping Charlie is once the flowers are gone, that's when it really starts to spread. And like I said, it's one of these plants that can grow just about anywhere. So if there's areas of your yard that you're having a hard time getting something to grow, ground ivy will grow very well. Like I said, it does spread. It is considered invasive. But I think once you learn about some of the benefits of this plant, you'll realize what a powerhouse this plant is. So again, you can see behind me, we actually have a lot of ground ivy that's actually spreading here. And I think it's actually quite beautiful. I think it's a really pretty plant. And you can see right here, so you can see these little scalloped leaves. So that's how you can tell ground Charlie apart.
Not to be confused with Johnny Jump Ups.
Yes. And you can tell the difference because the Johnny Jump Ups have this little white, and I believe that's what they're called, Ben, the Johnny Jump Ups. Mm-hmm. And then you can see these flowers look different. They're pretty purple, but they've got those scalloped leaves, so that's what's really important. So now, as we talked about, and I've got notes here because I want to make sure we discuss some of the benefits. Now, ground ivy, creeping Charlie, it's actually been used for centuries. Ancient cultures actually used this plant. Native Americans use this plant, and herbalists still use this plant. In fact, it's actually been shown to inhibit Epstein-Barr virus. So a lot of naturopaths and herbalists actually use this to inhibit Epstein-Barr virus. But other things it has been used for in the past and currently, it's got many uses, used for back pain, liver detox, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, constipation, kidney issues, cough. Now, the cough has been a little bit debatable, but I know ancient cultures used it as well as Native Americans for cough. Indigestion, it's also used as a wound wash. They used it for tuberculosis. I'm not sure, I think in the 70s, prior to the 70s, paint had a lot of lead in it. And painters would actually use it to help with what they called lead colic. And it was also used in teas to help prevent scurvy because it's very high in vitamin C. And if you know anything about the European settlers that came over, a lot of them developed scurvy early on because they didn't realize the importance of vitamin C. That's why if you think about England, right, the UK, a lot of people called them limeys, and it's because they would bring limes on board to help fight scurvy. Well, they would also use ground ivy to help fight ground scurvy because of vitamin C. And like we talked about, it helps with Epstein-Barr virus, and it's actually been shown to stimulate enzyme activity in blood platelets. Now, the whole entire plant is edible. You can eat, not the entire plant, not the roots, but the stem, the leaves, and the flowers are all edible. A lot of people eat it a lot like spinach. And what's really cool about the history of this plant is before hops, they actually used it in beer. It added a little bit of a bitterness to offset and make the beer very tasty. So it was actually used before hops in beer. So it's actually really cool. So as you can see, this plant is a little bit of a powerhouse. You know, and as we found out, a lot of the weeds that we've been discussing, people find invasive, people hate them, and people use chemicals to get rid of them. And here's the issue with, outside of poisoning our soil, our waterways, you name it, other issues with using chemicals on your yard. Let's say you have a yard full of dandelions and ground ivy. So you go and grab Roundup or something like that and you spray it. Well, what happens? Well, it actually hurts the soil. So most plants are here for a reason. And one of the main things I want you to gather from this series is that every plant has a purpose. And the sun just came out, so I might be squinting a little bit. Sorry, y'all. But plants have a purpose. They're designed to work with nature. And remember, we've talked about this before. Nature abhors bare soil. If you notice, when there's bare soil, weeds come in. They want to fill it. It helps with erosion control. It helps with nutrients of the soil. There's a reason why Mother Nature works together. And a lot of plants that appear first are nitrogen fixers, are there to fix the soil. And when you spray those plants, what happens is you actually harm the soil, you cause more damage, so then these plants just come back more next year, worse the year after that, because you're literally damaging the soil, and they're trying to do what they're designed to do. They're there to fix the soil, to help, you know, with erosion control, to help provide nutrients to the soil. So if there's anything you get from this series, I'm hoping that you're getting an appreciation for different plants, and I hope you're understanding that they're there for a reason and they're there to do a purpose. Unless it's multiflora rose, in which case, I gotta tell you, that stuff has been an abomination on our homestead. I know it's there for a purpose as well, but we're having a really hard time appreciating multiflora rose, let me tell you. But every plant has a purpose, and when you add toxins to the soil, you hurt the soil, they just come back and it creates this really, really toxic relationship, and you're just in this never-ending cycle between weeds and chemicals. So please don't use chemicals. Now, ground ivy is one of those that it's really difficult to get rid of. So just kind of FYI, you can dig it up to try to get rid of it, but I think it's beautiful. It helps pollinators. It has medicinal uses. You can actually eat it. And in today's, oops, sorry, I hope it's not too windy. Let's wait for this wind to go just a second. But in today's day and age, I think we need to make sure that we have more edible plants around us. So, and a lot of our beneficial weeds that we've been talking about are edible, and they are high in vitamin C. And this one, in addition to vitamin C, it's high in iron, it's high in phosphorus, and it's also high in potassium. So, little powerhouse plant. So I just wanted to, you know, bring you along, talk to you a little bit about ground ivy or creeping Charlie. I know most people absolutely hate this plant, but I hope you've gotten a new appreciation for it, and you can really look at it and see the beauty of it. And we know that our pollinators are in trouble, so anything that you have on your property that can help pollinators is just a huge bonus. So let me know, do y'all hate creeping Charlie? Did you know about the benefits? What is your experience with it? And let us know if there are any other weeds you'd like us to tackle. For the most part, we're trying to tackle beneficial weeds that are on the homestead. But if there's beneficial weeds that you're really interested in learning about, we'll definitely look into doing them and educating people on them and educating ourselves, because we have so much abundance around us. We have so much food. We have so much medicine around us and plants. And we've lost this connection with our planet and with nature. And I'd really like to get that back. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've learned something. You have a great day. God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video.